The journey continues, and today we're not just talking about the grind, we're talking about the mindset of a warrior. A mindset that sees the world not through the lens of what is convenient, but through the lens of what is necessary. So many of us are living in a comfortable illusion. We are consumers of content, not creators of our destiny. We are spectators in our own lives, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling to begin. But a warrior knows that the perfect moment is now, the perfect plan is the one you start, and the perfect feeling is the one you forge through discipline and action. The person who is merely interested will watch this video and say that was interesting, and then they will go back to the same habits that are keeping them from their dreams. The person who is committed will listen, they will feel the words, and then they will go out and do the work because their excuses have become afraid of them. Their fear has become a whisper compared to the roar of their purpose. This is not a lecture. This is a calling to step out of the shadows of your potential and into the harsh, beautiful light of your reality. And the first step into that light is to understand the last mile, the part of the journey where the crowd has thinned and the cameras are gone. In any race, the beginning is a carnival, a celebration of fresh energy and high hopes. But it is the end of the race when your legs are burning and your lungs are screaming, when your mind is telling you to stop. That is when the real race begins. The last mile isn't about talent. It's about heart. It's about grit. It's about who wants it more. You have to be so committed that when everybody else is slowing down, you're speeding up. When everybody else is giving up, you're finding another gear. The glory is not in the beginning. The glory is in the finish, in the silent, powerful moment when you cross the line and realize that the pain you felt was just weakness leaving your body. The last rep in the gym, the last page in your book, that last phone call for the day, that is the moment that separates the amateurs from the professionals and the difference between the dream and the reality. And let me tell you about the unseen work, the work that happens when nobody is watching. True greatness is not a public event. It's a private discipline. It is forged in the late nights and the early mornings, in the quiet, repetitive tasks that nobody sees. You can't fake the unseen work. The results will show themselves. Your body will show it. Your bank account will show it. Your legacy will show it. You won't have to tell anybody how hard you work. They will see it in your results. Stop trying to look good. Stop trying to get applause and get obsessed with the grind that happens in silence. The work you put in when the world is sleeping is the work that will make you unstoppable in front of a crowd. It's the silent preparation, the private sacrifice that creates the public moment of success. Your greatness is not being forged on a stage. It's being forged in a workshop behind closed doors. It's in the moments you choose to study instead of scroll, to create instead of consume, to push through instead of give up. The truly great ones are not just working when they're inspired. They're working when they're tired, when they're bored, when it's hard, because they understand that the most important work is the work that nobody sees. Then there is the compound effect. The quiet, unstoppable power of small, consistent actions. We live in a world that is obsessed with the big breakthrough, the overnight success story, the lottery ticket. But the truth is, the biggest successes are the result of small, disciplined efforts repeated over time. Think about it. A single drop of water by itself is insignificant, but 1,000 drops over time can carve a canyon. A single push-up might feel like nothing, but a single push-up every day for a year, that is a transformation. 1-page read per day, that's a book every year. 1 healthy meal, that's a changed lifestyle. The most dangerous trap is to dismiss the small things, to look at the effort required and say that's not enough to make a difference. But you are wrong. Your effort is stacking up, dropping by drop, into a river of unstoppable momentum. Your competition is looking for the magic bullet, the one-time event that changes everything. But you and I know the secret. There is no magic bullet. There is only the relentless commitment to the little things. Do not be fooled by the lack of immediate results. Your discipline is a deposit into your future. And we cannot talk about discipline without talking about the famine of discipline, the softness that has become a disease in our culture. We are living in a world of comfort and convenience, a world that tells you it's okay to be comfortable, a world that wants to give you the reward without the work. I am telling you, this softness is a disease of the mind. You have to become mentally tough. You have to develop a famine of discipline. You have to be so hungry for the grind that nothing can distract you. You have to be so committed to your purpose that you are willing to outwork, outthink, and out-hustle your competition. The world is looking for a few good people who are willing to do the hard stuff. The world is looking for leaders who are willing to sacrifice. So stop being so soft. Stop looking for the easy way out and get so disciplined that your future self thanks you for the work you did today. A lion does not ask for permission to hunt. It does what is necessary to survive and to thrive. You have to be a lion in a world of sheep, a warrior in a world of softness, a force of nature in a world of average. But your discipline will fail if it is not fueled by something more powerful than emotion, and that is your why. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. But your why is a deeply rooted conviction. It is the reason you are doing this when you don't feel like it. I need you to get emotional. I want you to go to that place that makes you cry. That's your why. Is it for your children? Is it so your mother doesn't have to work another day? Is it to prove the doubters wrong? Is it so you never have to feel that pain of regret again? Whatever it is, it has to be bigger than your excuses. When the alarm goes off on a cold morning, I want to be rich ain't going to get you out of bed, but I refuse to let my kids live the way I did. Now that's a whole different kind of fire. You have to tap into that fire. You have to connect your one thing to your ultimate why. When you do that, the discipline becomes an act of love, not just a task. It's no longer about what you have to do. It's about who you have to become and who you have to become for the people you love. Your why is your fuel. It's the thing that will carry you through the last mile. And it's the thing that will remind you why you started in the first place. And to protect that fuel, you must master the art of the hard no. Focus isn't just about what you do. It's about what you don't do. Your time and energy are finite. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you are saying no to your goals. You're giving away your most valuable assets. I'm talking about saying a hard no to friends who don't respect your hustle, a hard no to that party invitation that's going to throw you off track, a hard no to the endless scrolling and the meaningless consumption. You have to become a gatekeeper of your time. You have to be so protective of your peace and your focus that people start to wonder what you're up to. Let them wonder, because while they're wondering, you're working, you're making a deposit into your future. The discipline of no is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. The people who are going to be there for you when you win are the people who respect your grind. Now, you have to be willing to be misunderstood for a season in order to live a life that most people can't even imagine. This battle starts every single morning, and the first hour of your day is the most important battle you will fight. It is the battle for your destiny. If you win the first hour, you win the day. Most people wake up and immediately lose the battle. They grab their phone. They check their notifications. They start their day in a state of reaction, not intention. That is not how a warrior operates. A warrior wakes up and gets their mind right, their body right, and their purpose right. The morning is your time to set the tone, to prime your mind, to move your body, to read something that fills your soul, and to focus on your one thing. It's the silent, sacred time that you own. So stop giving away your most powerful moments to distractions. Start your day with a win. Wake up and do the work that nobody else is willing to do, because the work you do when the world is sleeping is the work that will make your dreams a reality. Then you have to confront the tyranny of the urgent. This is when you spend all your time reacting to what screams the loudest, not what matters the most. You check that email the second it comes in. You reply to that text message immediately. You jump on that social media notification like a dog after a treat. All these things feel urgent, right? But are they important? Are they moving you closer to your one thing? Most of the time, the answer is a hard no. The most important things in life, building your health, growing your business, deepening your relationships, they rarely scream. They whisper. They are quiet, consistent actions that you have to choose every single day over the noise. So I need you to stop living a reactive life. I need you to be proactive. I need you to decide what is important, and then I need you to create a plan to do those things first before the noise and the distractions even have a chance to get to you. Don't be a slave to your inbox or your notifications. Be a master of your own destiny. You have to be willing to ignore the urgent in order to get to the important. And the best way to do that is to live your life with a farmer's mindset, to understand the law of the seed and the harvest. Every single day, you are either planting seeds or you are pulling weeds. The work you do in the morning, that's a seed you're planting. The time you waste on social media, that's a weed that's growing and stealing the nutrients from your life. You can't expect a harvest if you don't plant anything. The harvest is not a one-time event. It is a direct result of the seeds you've been planting. You have to be patient. You have to be consistent. You have to believe that the work you are doing today will produce a harvest you can't even imagine in the future. Stop looking for the instant harvest. Stop trying to get rich quick. You've got to fall in love with the process of sowing the seed. That one email you sent, that one call you made, that one page you wrote, that's a seed. It might not look like much now, but if you keep planting and you keep watering and you keep pulling the weeds, you will have a harvest. The world wants to sell you on the idea of a miracle harvest, but a miracle is just the culmination of 1,000 small, consistent acts of discipline. So what are you planting today? The opposite of a warrior's heart is a casual mindset. And I'm telling you, it is the most dangerous thing you can have. A casual mindset is when you just show up when you feel like it. A casual mindset says, I'll get to it eventually. A casual mindset says, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm telling you, every single time you have a casual mindset, you are making a withdrawal from your destiny. The person who is going to take your spot at the top ain't casual. They're obsessed. They're focused. They're relentless. You have to treat your dreams like a matter of life and death, because that's what it is. It's the difference between living a life of purpose and living a life of regret. The casual mindset will cost you everything. It will cost you your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your peace of mind. You can't be casual about your dreams when the people who are trying to live your dream are committed. So I need you to put that mindset to rest. Get focused. Get committed. Let's go. And while you're focused, you're going to face the most dangerous enemy of all the enemy within. I'm talking about that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough. That voice that whispers, just give up. You can't do it. That voice that fills you with fear and self-doubt. That voice is a liar. It is the enemy of your potential. You have to learn to fight that voice. You have to learn to talk back to it. You have to replace every negative thought with a positive action. You don't get to feel your way into action. You have to act your way into a feeling. The only way to silence the enemy within is to show it what you're made of, to do the work, to face the challenge head on. Your greatest battle is not with the world. It's with yourself, and you will win that battle not by talking about it, but by doing the damn work. Then you have to embrace the power of completion, the psychological victory of finishing what you start. I've seen it 1,000 times. People start with a bang. They're full of energy, full of passion, but they never finish. The graveyard of potential is filled with half-finished books, half-built businesses, and half-realized dreams. The power of completion is not just about the finished product. It's about the psychological power you give to yourself. When you finish something, you are telling your mind, I am a finisher. I can be trusted. I get the job done. And that little victory builds momentum. It builds confidence. It builds a reputation, not just with others, but with yourself. The secret to success is not in starting. It's in finishing. So today, I want you to go back to that one thing, that one project, that one task, and I want you to finish it. No matter how small it is, finish it. Because the moment you become a finisher, you become unstoppable. You are no longer just a dreamer. You are a doer. You are no longer just a starter. You are a closer. And as you complete things, you must remain a relentless learner. Your education is not over when you get your degree. In fact, that's just the beginning. The world is changing so fast that if you're not learning, you're losing. A true champion is a relentless learner. They are always reading. They are always listening. They are always asking questions. They understand that their growth is their greatest asset. Stop acting like you know it all. Stop acting like you've arrived. Because the moment you think you know it all, you have just opened the door for someone who is hungrier and who is willing to learn to take your spot. Your humility to learn is a direct reflection of your hunger to win. Be a student of the game, a student of your craft, a student of your own life, because the more you learn, the more you become. A lot of you are paralyzed by the fear of failure. You're so scared of making a mistake, of falling down, of not being good enough, that you don't even start. But I want to introduce you to something much worse than the fear of failure. It's the pain of regret, the pain of looking back, fear. Failure is a lesson. It's a redirection. It's a part of the process. You can recover from failure, but you can never recover from a life filled with regret. So I need you to choose right now. Are you going to be controlled by a fear that holds you back, or are you going to be fueled by a purpose that drives you forward? The pain of regret is a far greater punishment than the sting of failure. It's a bill that you will pay every single day for the rest of your life, and it's a bill that you can't pay back with money. So stop being afraid to fail and start being afraid to never have tried. Then there is the unpaid intern mentality, the humility that separates the true masters from the arrogant. A lot of you want to be the CEO, but you're not willing to be the unpaid intern. You want the glory without the grind. You want the promotion without the preparation. But let me tell you something. The smartest people I know are always in the learning position. They are humble enough to ask questions. They are hungry enough to do the grunt work. They show up ready to absorb knowledge, not just to show off their own. They understand that every single task, no matter how small or insignificant, is an opportunity to learn and grow. They are there to serve their purpose, not their ego. When you're at the bottom, there is only one way to go, and that is up. So stop being too good to be an intern. Stop being too good to do the small, boring tasks. The person who is willing to do what others are not is the person who will one day have what others want. This mentality is often forged in the fire of necessity, when your back is against a wall and you have no other choice but to fight your way out. It's when failure is not an option. A lot of you are sitting on your potential because you don't have that fire. You've got a backup plan, a safety net, a casual way out. But when you burn the boats, when you eliminate the escape route, you ignite a fire inside you that is unstoppable. That fire makes you relentless. It makes you creative. It makes you work harder than you've ever worked before. Stop trying to make your life comfortable. Sometimes the best thing that can happen to you is for your back to be against the wall, because that's when you will discover the strength you never knew you had. That's when the warrior inside you will finally emerge. That's when you will stop being interested and start being committed. That's when you will realize that your purpose is bigger than your fear. And a warrior who doesn't rest is a warrior who burns out. Your discipline isn't just about the work. It's also about the rhythm of rest. Rest is not a reward for the grind. It's a strategic part of the grind. Your body and mind need to recover. When you push yourself to the breaking point without a plan for recovery, you are actively working against your own long-term success. The most successful people in the world are masters of their rest. They know when to shut it down. They know when to refuel. They know that a day of true rest makes the next 2 days of work more productive and more powerful. So I'm not telling you to be lazy. I'm telling you to be smart. Schedule your rest. Protect your time off just as fiercely as you protect your work time. Because a rested mind and a recovered body will always outperform one that is running on fumes. And finally, let's talk about the art of the reset. You're going to fall. You're going to slip up. You're going to have a bad day where you lose your focus. It happens to everybody. But the difference between a champion and a quitter is not that a champion never falls. The difference is that a champion always gets back up. Don't let one bad day turn into two. Don't let one slip up turn into a week of excuses. The moment you mess up, the moment you get off track, I need you to forgive yourself and I need you to get back to your one thing immediately. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the new month. Don't wait till you feel like it. The power is in the immediate return to your purpose. It's in the ability to forgive yourself and get back on the grind. Your ability to reset is a measure of your true commitment. So if you fall, get up. If you fail, learn. If you slip, get back on the path. And don't you dare let one mistake define the rest of your journey. The road to greatness is not a straight line. It's a zigzag of failures and successes. But as long as you keep moving forward, you will get there. You've heard me. You've heard the message. You've got the why. You've got the one thing. You've got the environment. And you've got the mentality. The last step, as always, is a choice to move from being interested to being committed, a choice to embrace the unseen work, a choice to be a victor, not a victim, a choice to put in the work when no one is watching, a choice to get so obsessed with your one thing that nothing else matters. The time for excuses is over. The time for planning is over. The time for talking is over. This is your moment. This is your day. This is your one thing. Go get it. Let's go. I'll see you tomorrow. But your journey to greatness is not a solo mission. You have to understand the power of your proximity, who you hang with. Y'all, that determines your altitude. You cannot hang out with chickens and expect to fly like an eagle. I'm telling you, your circle is either your greatest asset or your biggest liability. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they pushing you? Are they holding you accountable? Or are they pulling you down with their casual mindsets and their excuses? I'm not telling you to abandon your friends, but I am telling you to be strategic. You have to get around people who are where you want to be. People who are not just talking about the grind, but who are living the grind. The energy of greatness is contagious. So get into a room where you are the dumbest person. Get into a room where you are the hungriest person. That uncomfortable feeling of being a beginner in a room full of masters is the greatest fuel you will ever have. Your proximity determines your potential. A lion in a cage is still a lion, but a lion in a zoo cannot hunt. Break out of that zoo, y'all, and get back to the wild where you belong. And when you are in that wild, you must embrace the relentless pursuit of mastery. The casual mindset wants to be good. A warrior wants to be a master. You see, the difference is not just in effort, it's in the obsession with the details. It's that one extra rep when your body is screaming. It's that one more page read. When your eyes are burning, it's that one more conversation with a potential client when the day is already over. The person who is just doing the work will get a good result. The person who is relentlessly pursuing mastery will get a legendary result. You have to fall in love with your craft so deeply that you would do it for free. Not because you have to, but because you cannot do it. When you get to that level, when you are not just working, but you are creating a masterpiece, that is when you become unstoppable. Your competition is just trying to get by. You are trying to become the greatest to ever do it. That's the difference. That's the hunger. I need you to stop telling yourself the fable of the victim mindset. You see, a victim blames their circumstances. They blame their past. They blame their boss. They blame their parents. They blame the economy. And every time you tell that story, you are giving away your power. You are saying, I am a product of my environment. I am powerless to change. But a warrior knows that the greatest power you have is the power of choice. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. The moment you stop telling that story and you start taking ownership, that's the moment you get your power back. A warrior doesn't ask for a handout. A warrior asks for a challenge. So stop living in the past and get obsessed with the future you are going to create. Stop telling stories about what happened to you and start writing a story about what you are going to become. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you keep telling yourself. And as you fight this battle, you must keep score. You have to live with a scoreboard mentality. You see, in any game, a team that doesn't look at the scoreboard doesn't know if they're winning or losing. They're just moving around with no purpose. I need you to be a pro, not an amateur. You have to track your progress. You have to know your numbers. That's your scoreboard. How many sales calls did you make today? How many pages did you write? How many push-ups did you do? What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed gets improved. So stop just showing up and start showing up with a purpose. That purpose is to move the needle every single day. So I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be better than you were yesterday. I'm asking you to look at that scoreboard and get so hungry for victory that you're willing to do the unseen work to get the win. Then you have to confront the ultimate test of your will, the moment of truth. This is when everything has been done. The plan is in place. The moment is here, and you are faced with a single choice. Will you go all in? The world is full of people who are ready to start. The world is full of people who are ready to plan. But the world is desperately in need of people who are willing to finish. That moment when you press send on that email, that moment when you make that pitch, that moment when you finally launch your project, that is the moment of truth. You can't talk your way through it. You can't wish 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 your way through it. It's the final step of 1,000 small disciplined steps. And the moment you take it, you are no longer just a person with a dream. You are a person with a reality. The time for excuses is over. The time for planning is over. The time for talking is over. This is your moment. This is your day. This is your one thing. Go get it. Let's go. I'll see you tomorrow.